Hi friends, it's Rosie. In this video, I'm going to show you a nice dinner idea for all of you that are looking for a leaner option. We are making chicken stuffed shells. The chicken I'm using for this recipe is chicken breast. It is boneless and skinless. I'm going to cook this chicken breast in chicken broth over medium-high heat on my stovetop. I'm also going to cover it. So once it starts cooking, I want to make sure I cook each side to ensure that the chicken is fully cooked throughout. So once that chicken is done, I'm going to just set it aside and go on to my next step. Our next step is actually going to be working with the pasta. Once again, we are making stuffed shells. I am going to boil my shells in salted water. If you don't want to salt your water, that is totally fine. It's just something that I like to do. We're going to cook this pasta until it is al dente, as the professionals say. But for us regular folks, we're just going to cook it until it is halfway through. We don't want it to be overcooked because we will be cooking this in the oven as well. So while that is cooking, we can go ahead and shred our chicken. As you see, I am using forks to shred my chicken. I don't have any special gadgets or anything. Forks work just fine. And once that's shredded, you can set it aside. Now I'm going to take all my shredded chicken and place it into my large mixing bowl here. Make sure we get all that chicken in there. Now I am going to get some onions that I chopped up earlier, and I am using regular white onions, and I'm also using green onions. Put that in the bowl. Get a fork or another kitchen utensil and mix those ingredients. Now I am going to add in some spinach. This is frozen spinach. If you want to use fresh spinach, that is totally fine. Some people may want to use canned spinach. That might be a little too salty, so try to use the other two options, which is fresh or frozen. So get that kitchen utensil and mix those ingredients in there. Okay, so now I'm going to add in some regular mozzarella cheese. Go ahead and add that in. If you want to be fancy, you can add in some other cheeses as well. Going to grab my fork and mix that cheese along with the rest of the ingredients. Make sure all of those ingredients are well incorporated throughout that bowl. Now I'm going to take my seasonings and sprinkle it in there. I am using regular seasoning salt and black pepper. The seasoning salt that I'm using has onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and paprika, for those that are not familiar with seasoning salt. Now I'm going to mix all of those ingredients. Again, this requires a lot of mixing. So I got one large egg and I lightly beaten it, and now I'm going to just add that into the bowl and I'm going to mix that in. So now I have my pan. I have my favorite pasta sauce. You can use ragu, prego. I'm using a different cheaper version. You know how I like my bargains. And I'm just going to spread that spaghetti sauce on the bottom of my baked pan there using that big spoon. Now I'm going to stuff my shells. I'm just going to take that chicken filling that I made and stuff those shells with a spoon. This recipe is really simple, as you can see. And then I'm going to place my shells into the baking pan right into that sauce. Now my oven is being preheated on 350. And now I'm going to take some sauce. I'm going to put it on some of the shells. So remember, you don't have to add this sauce on top. My sweetie does not like a lot of sauce, so I left his without the sauce on top. I like a lot of sauce, so my son and I, shared the stuff with the sauce. Now I am topping our shells with some mozzarella cheese. You can put it on as heavy as you like or as light as you like. Once again, you can also add different cheeses if you want to fancy up this recipe. Then we're going to place this into the oven for about 25 minutes on that 350, and this is our outcome. Deliciousness, just tasty. shells. And this is definitely a plus for all of you that are looking for those lower calorie recipes and lower fat. So you can expect a lot more of those recipes here on iHeart Recipes. I want to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you're watching this video on your mobile device, don't forget to log onto your desktop and you can subscribe to my channel from there. See you all later.